Well, David, that's thoroughly deserved 3 points today.
Yeah, I thought it was as a comprehensive 1-0 as you probably could get. We all know we could have been a bit more ruthless and put the game to bed before half-time, never mind at full-time, but it's a +3. You know, at the end of the season we don't quibble, if you like. Yes, we know we've got to improve in certain areas. As we've known all season, I don't just necessarily mean goal scoring. I think we're the 5th highest in the league or something. So we know that that's not necessarily a problem. But there's always bits to learn. And if we keep learning and keep on this journey, then we'll see where we'll get to in 4, 5, 6 weeks' time. But like I say, it was a thoroughly deserved 1-0 win.
I know you were disappointed with last weekend's performance, so you must be pleased with the reaction as well.
Yeah, I think the lads have shown unbelievable character and resilience all year. You know, we've got 9, 10 injuries, and we turn up again, and we run through a brick wall again, and we get a result again. You know, and you would argue, or you could argue, oh, you know, we got lucky with the goal. We didn't get lucky with the result, not today. And I thought the crowd were magnificent. I thought they were excellent. I don't think it seemed to me that there was no nerves in the crowd. They were right behind us. There was, you know, Jordan Wright's first kick. They all cheered in a really positive way, and you know, I never felt anyone got edgy, and if they did, you know, they didn't show it because it didn't manifest it to the players. So I thought it was a really, you know, sort of like, I don't know, combined and togetherness from crowd to players, you know, win. I just thought it was a proper performance, clean sheet, you know, didn't really look like scoring. We had 33 touches in their box, we had 150 odd passes in their half. I thought we controlled the game in the right area of the pitch. And like I said, I thought it was a thoroughly professional 1-0 win.
Glut of chances as well. Greeny, Ev, yeah. Luca, you know, we've had plenty of chances today.
Yeah. There was two. I said to the players afterwards, I said, there's two big things for me. I said, obviously, can we be more ruthless? Well, I shouted out, can we be more ruthless? They all know that. I think every fan in the stadium who's watched us today would say the same. The only little bit, can we see the game out in a more comprehensive manner? The last 10, 15 minutes got a bit bitty. It didn't need to be. We turned the ball over too much until Jason just knocked a lovely little ball into the corner. Jaden got a throw in, and we kept the ball there and saw out injury time really well. But the previous 10 minutes was, we turned the ball over too much. So it's like, they were the only bits, slightly minor, but a better team might have, on the day, might have gone down the other end and nicked a point off us, or 2 points off us. They were the only bits. You know, I thought we controlled the game. I thought we were better all over the pitch. Yes, it's a fortuitous goal to win it, but it was nothing more than we deserved.
Speaking of Luca, I think that was probably one of his better games in a Black Grimsby Town shirt.
Yeah, I thought Sean said it to all the players afterwards. He set the tone for us. He ran around up there. Everyone followed him. You know, people don't have to follow him. Players don't have to follow him. But he went and chased everything, and Rosie would go after him, and you know, then Greeny and Ever on the front foot. The back players on the front foot. You know, he set the tone, and he deserves a huge amount of credit. You know, he did lots of good things. You know, for his chance, for example, his timing of his run, his execution of it, you know, seeing the gap, lots of good things, his touch, just the last little bit that let him down. But there were lots of positives that led up to that. It's like, keep doing all the positives, and the last bit will come, and that will define all the good bits before that. You know, it was excellent. It was excellent.
And the win means we move up to 7th in the playoff spots, and it sets up a pretty tasty game Friday night against Colchester.
Yeah, look, we're in a position where there's something to play for the next 2 or 3 games at least, and then we'll see if we get to going into the last 4 or 5. You know, we're progressing. We have progressed this season. We've got to continue that progression. There's no magic bullet or tablet I can give the players to improve. It's hard work, a growth mindset, to use a sort of modern phrase, but it's true. And are willing to accept instructions and coaching and stick at it and get better. And you know, you compare our game down there against Newport early on the season, it was a real tough game, tight game. We're indebted to Jordan with a penalty save to get us a point. Whereas I thought you've seen a team that's progressed way beyond the opposition today, and I thought, you know, that was reflective in the performance, which shows the journey we've been on, just in one snapshot of 2 games, if you like. Same with the Doncaster, get well beaten a little bit better, go and play them off the park at their place. So we know we're on the right track, we know we're heading in the right direction. How quickly we can get further and further forward, I couldn't tell you that. But you can see a group of players and a group of staff that are really committed to improving every day, every day, and putting in performances like that.
Special mention as well for Jordan Wright, because he did make a couple of saves. As much as we dominated, he did make a couple of good saves.
I said to him at the end, I said, that for me is one of his most impressive performances, because it's one of them games where you've got very little to do, but then when you're called into action, he parried one away, a good strike from there, lad. He come out in the first half and smothered when the lad was going through one-on-one, and so when he had to call on something, there were fairly big moments, and I thought he did excellent, absolutely outstanding. Because he's not been called into action, once in each half, if you like. Suddenly, it's like the big moments. His handling was very good, his crossing, his kicking was excellent today. Really proper all-round performance, concentration-wise, more than anything. I thought it was excellent.
Fantastic. Thank you, David. Cheers.
Thank you.